Welcome to Starfield Wiki, home for everything Starfield. The creators, unknown godlike entities of the Starfield universe. Who are they? What power and control do they have? Are they even human? What unfathomable technological capabilities do they have that they can create the miraculous artifacts, temples with godly powers, and the Unity itself, which act as physics-defying portals to alternate universes, into different timelines? Why create that in the first place? Are they higher dimensional beings, perhaps? What would their Kardashev civilization type even be? And most importantly, where are they? In a different universe, perhaps? There are hundreds of more questions we could ask, yet they would be shrouded in even more mystery and more questions the more we learn about them. Let's try to deduce who or what they could be, and determine their capabilities from their technology. When we use the term God, as humans, we may mean supernatural celestial beings, theological entities from religion and mythologies. In the Elder Scrolls universe, we could mean the theoretical Godhead mind, Anu and Padme allowing reality, Orbis, into form, down to the 9 divines and the lesser deities and demigods. In the Starfield universe, given that it's based on our own Milky Way galaxy, our own universe, and given the high sci-fi setting trying to base most of the scientific discoveries on our own real-world lore, the term God may be technically used on any entity that vastly surpasses modern humans on the Kardashev scale. A method to measure a civilization's technological advancements, capabilities, and the energy consumption and utilization. Humans currently in 2026 are around type 0.75 on the scale. Not even type 1 civilization, which we could only reach once we are able to harness all the energy Earth can provide. Starfield begins in the year 2330. Where we would have reached Type 1 civilization normally by then anyway, given our current trajectory in 2026. But the Earth becoming uninhabitable due to the collapse of its magnetosphere and dissipation of its atmosphere, it forced humans to colonize other planets. The civilization type of humans in Starfield is hard to measure, because a lot of fundamental and essential in-between stages have been skipped. But if I had to guess, the collective energy consumption of the settled systems, the terraforming or colonization stages within 50 light-years of the Starfield, the interstellar capabilities, advancements in computing and robotics, but the lack of Dyson spheres and superior stellar engineering, environmental control of settled planets, advancements in biotechnology, lack of energy mastery of planets, ununified societal advancements issues due to existence of rival factions, Terran Armada, etc. The collective settled systems would be just under Type 1.3. It would be much lower if Dr. Victor Aiza in 2138 had not reverse engineered the alien artifact to invent the Grav drive technology. The extensive testing of this very technology, however, doomed our planet Earth, destabilizing its magnetosphere. This technology is so advanced for civilizations under Type 1.5, let alone under Type 1 human civilization when it was invented, that this is equivalent to finding a modern rifle in the Stone Age and a caveman reverse engineering it to invent firearms, skipping the linear stages in advancements in the Bronze Age, Iron Age, straight to possessing technology of the Industrial Age. Given the setback from the destabilization of Earth and having to leave our home behind and billions of Earthlings perishing, the humans in 2330 AD at most should have just about settled in Mars and maybe some moons like Titan, all within Sol stellar system. The current settled systems in Starfield would be impossible without Grav Drive, a god-like technology for us, given it was only possible at our stage due to the discovery of the Creators artifact. Grav Drive allows Grav Jump, interstellar travel at physics-defying, faster than light travel by folding gravity, bending the space-time, akin to how a wormhole connects 2 points in space-time using helium-3 as fuel. which allowed us to colonize planets in other stellar systems, however, skipping various complex stages of civilization development processes. Now that we know who we are, where we stand in the scale, our strengths and our inferiority in the grand scale of the universe, we can begin understanding the complexities of the higher type civilizations and the technology of the creators of Starfield. Alien species, humans, androids of Type 2 civilization would have access to technology our most brilliant scientists haven't even thought of yet, or just about have the theoretical mathematics and physics to comprehend the conception of its practical use. If an alien or an entity like the Creator visited us right now, they would be equivalent to what we would consider gods in terms of their powers and capabilities. This should deeply scare you. The cosmic horrors are unimaginable because we haven't even thought of what we should be scared of. When they do come, and we will cross paths with them at one point in time, their motives, psychology, and intelligence would far surpass anything our civilization could even comprehend. Their appearance, we don't even know where to begin. Now, in terms of the technology of the creators, the artifacts, and the temples to hold the powers, not even the most advanced scientists of the 24th century Starfield could understand how they even function. Just that the artifacts interact with other artifacts and produce hallucinatory visions when first touched, which they assumed it to be a sort of message from alien intelligence, their creators. Only near the end of the game do they understand they are fragments of the armillary, which allows passage to the Unity into alternate universes. The engineering behind the artifacts and the powers granted by the temples are still not understood by the scientists. A college student can easily attach parts to the motherboard, the CPU, the cooler, RAM, SSD, GPU, PSU, etc., and make the computer, that is, the armillary, function. But they would not know the intricate engineering behind the inventions. The invention of the artifacts, the armillary, and the temples points towards an entity higher than a Type 2 civilization. The Unity, portals to alternate universes, would classify as a sort of technology that would normally only be available to entities above Type 4 civilization. Truly god-like entities with cosmic engineering, reality-altering, space-time manipulating abilities at a universal scale. Their capabilities would be like magic to even Type 3 civilization, let alone the trivial sub-Type 1 us. Their appearance would have transcended physical bodies. No longer would they be limited by the weaknesses of the flesh, biochemistry, or even the mechanics of advanced robotics. Their consciousness would not only be digitalized, but probably one with the universe, as pure, immortal, multidimensional energy without need for physical form. It would be very anticlimactic if we ever get to meet the creators in future expansions, but they would be humanoid, or would make mistakes like a human, or gives out quests like NPCs, or their mission purpose is very anthropomorphic and limited by the understanding of the modern human imagination. Some mysteries are better left to our own minds. So why would the Creator, these gods, even consider entertaining humans? We would be as insignificant as the bacteria on your screen right now to them. Why create temples and artifacts to allow entering the Unity and come out as Starborns in alternate universe timelines? What do we even have to offer that entities who can shape reality and control the universe don't already have? There are a few possibilities I've written down. The creators are not Type 4 civilization, maybe Type 3, or even just Type 2, who happened to discover the formula for the Unity prematurely or accidentally. It could be that they reverse engineered the tech from other higher civilizations, just like how we got hold of Grav Drive prematurely at our civilization level. Maybe the creators had help from entities from other universes, just like how Dr. Aiza reverse-engineered Grav Drive with the help of his other self from an alternate universe. It could be the creators are simply human Starborns from the future of different alternate universes who have gone through countless iterations of Unity traversal, collecting advanced intelligence from each universe. It could also be that the unity just simply exists at the center of every universe, ever fixed, and the creators simply discovered them first and created the armillary as a method to reach the unity. It could be perhaps sentience is rare in the universe, given we haven't come across sentient intelligent aliens in Starfield, and the creators, the consciousness intertwined with the universe, wants to preserve that consciousness, lest the reality itself disintegrates without conscious observers for the wave function collapse. Or perhaps it could be the creators are humans from the future who guides their ancestor humans towards the temples to harness their powers and towards the unity to ensure the survival and the colonization of the species across the multiverse. Maybe they await us in a particular universe where they have settled, and it is the Starborns' purpose to find them and bring them valuable information from different universes. And this loop has been going on for millennia. Now, there are too many prehistoric themed aliens in Starfield for us to not have come across intelligent sentient ones. Coming across another sentient species would answer if the creators favors humans or other species equally, solving and answering a lot of our questions indirectly. It would be a big missed opportunity for Bethesda to not introduce sentient alien species, hoping for that in the future DLC. That concludes this video. Hope it was interesting. Do look forward to more Starfield content right here on our channel. Like and subscribe to Starfield Wiki, home for everything Starfield.